Right, tell me when. Right, guys. Welcome to the Gers TV. The show that pulls no punches. It's Si Leslie here. We've got Sandra and Warren. Sandra, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
All good. How you, Warren?
Great, lovely, sunny night here in Ulster as always.
Good stuff. We may be getting a visit for Ben later on as well, and we'll see if he can get to join us if he's not too busy. Loads to talk about, guys. Just to take a wee round up. First of all, can we get everybody to like and share so we can get as many numbers up as possible? Let's just get the likes going. We're going to be doing a wee poll in a couple of minutes and try to poll it as well. And we're going to see if that works. It only work on Facebook, so if you want to get involved in the poll, it's a Facebook poll. So we're going to talk about the My Gers Rangers membership scheme. Try and get a wee update on the current SPFL farce and obviously the Qatar Rangers kit. Okay, so there's a few things to talk about as it goes on. So first of all, let us know how the sound is, guys, because with a couple of sound issues, can we get a thumbs up for the sound?
Si, I'm going to do the groups now while you're speaking, right?
Aye, that's fine. Right. I've got a wee announcement to make. Before I forget, I've got a wee announcement I'm going to make as well here. Right, this is for the Mull and Iona Rangers Supporters Club. They've been raising money. Originally, they raised £1,000 and they donated £325 to the Mull COVID-19 NHS fund. And they bought 6 tablets for the local hospital and old folks home. But that's went up to £1,205 they've now raised. A further £305 has went to the local Mull hospital, and that's all for the Rangers supporters in Mull. That was for my big mate, Big Boffy. So well done. There's been, Warren, you'll probably know this yourself, the Royal Orders, the Rangers Supporters Club, all over the country have been doing their bit for the community.
Yeah, I wanted to say, well done to District 10, Springburn, the Wisdom Master, Brother Craig Martin, he donated the Stop Hill Hospital and the Royal Hospital for Sick Children. He done that, District 10 done that. And also White Inch, Orange and Purple, District 7 done the same.
Awesome. What's happening in Ulster, Warren?
It's happening. I mean, in Northern Ireland, there's
aye, there's a bad connection Warren's got just now. Aye, so there's been quite a lot of the lodges and float bands and everybody else that don't know what Preceptory doing their bit for all the communities. So one of the main things we're going to talk about tonight, we're looking to do a poll on it. It's been all over the internet, Facebook and Twitter. There's been arguments, there's been debates, there's been agreement, disagreement. My Gers, the Rangers membership scheme. Davey's going to try and do a poll here and just basically say yes if you agree with it, if you think it's a good thing, and no if you don't think it's a good thing. What's your thoughts on it, guys? Sandra?
Wait a minute, I'm busy, what?
Oh, right. Aye, so I'll just tell you my opinion on it. The My Gers scheme, it's a new membership that Rangers are bringing out. I'm worried about it. I know a lot of people are saying that Rangers as a club need, like every other club, they need to bring money in. And that's a fact, we do need money. It's just the way they went about it, and I think the timing's really, really bad. As well as that, they're rewarding people for basically the more money you spend, the more money you spend, the more loyal a fan they're making you to be, like a super fan Uber. I'm not keen on it, and I don't think it's fair on the Rangers supporters clubs either.
I agree with you there.
It's as if they're trying to dilute any kind of Rangers supporters club influence you've got at the club. And in my opinion, the supporters clubs are they're the bread and butter of the club, really. They're thick and thin. And I would hate to see them losing any kind of structure that they've got just now. I'm not keen on the current membership scheme, I'll be honest with you. I do think we need to get a membership scheme in, and I know it's a good idea to get it in, but the timing, we're in the middle of an epidemic, I don't think it's a good time to have it. And I really don't think, if you want people to subscribe to Rangers TV, good idea, but you know what? Why don't you increase the quality of it? Why don't you put more shows on, and you'll get people to join it? Give them a good product. Don't just say, we want you to join it so you get points and you get a ticket for a cup final. I don't think that's right.
That's true.
No,
I mean,
agree with you.
I think you look at the rest of the clubs in Europe, they all have these membership schemes. And, you know, if we want to become a club, we are going to have to look at something like this. I think the timing isn't right. I agree with you on that. And if they're going to exclude supporters clubs, well, I'm totally against that, because to me, supporters clubs, especially here in Ulster, you know, we're sending thousands of people every week over the Ibrox, you know, supporting the club. And it's the supporters clubs here are the places that hold the Rangers family together. You know,
Aye. The idea, Warren, the idea is the idea is, as I understand it, is the Rangers supporters clubs would individually have to pay £10 per member. Aye, if they're already registered, they're registered. But any non-member, anybody that's not registered, and also see if you've got
I think when it comes to the whole ticket allocation thing, there needs to be a restructure in there anyway, because you know you've got clubs that maybe have 300 or 400 members in the club. How many of them actually go to Ibrox? How many of them actually are there? I mean, it's like the Orange Order, you well know, say. You may have 19 or 21 on your books, but how many come to the meetings? How many actually are there doing the work and supporting the lodge? That's the issue, I think, is where the club's coming from. They think there's a lot of people getting tickets, and they're not members, they're not going to the games, but they're still.
Money I've got, but the other side of the coin, the way they're going to structure this now, that I believe anyway, they're going to basically give you more points if you watch the game on TV than if you actually travel. The guys that go every week are going to struggle to get tickets. They might still get them, but it's going to be harder.
That will affect, you know, we all know here in the local game in Northern Ireland that when there's a game on live, nobody goes to the games, and it affects the gate then. And especially if they're going to show more games on live and make it more interesting for people. They might not want to travel the Ibrox, might just want to stay in their back room and sit and drink and watch a game. That's not going to help Rangers. You know, I don't care what they say. They need to still, I think the whole thing needs to be looked at. I think the time is wrong. I think membership is something which needs to be looked at, because all the big clubs in Europe, all the developing clubs have all got it in place. But I know in Leeds that they have also met with the supporters clubs and they have put forward their views. I think something like that needs to happen.
Aye, more interaction, definitely. The other thing that I did, one of the things that I picked up on today, I've been trying to do a wee bit of watching what the fans are saying, how the chat's going with the supporters on it. And I seen a comment today that I really thought, that's a good point. See, if you've got a house with 4 season ticket holders in it, you only get the points for the Rangers TV, for the person that owns the rights to the deal, whoever's bought it. So the other 3 people, if they want, even though they're watching the same game on Rangers TV, they would have to bring out a subscription. This is basically a way of taxing fans and getting more money. Now, I get the fact that the club needs money, but this is a time when people are at their most vulnerable. People are short of money.
I think it isn't right. I think even the most adamant person who's behind the membership scheme would admit that the timing isn't right. You know, this is not the time to bring out new things. At the minute, all the clubs are going to be struggling throughout Britain, throughout Europe. Clubs are going to be struggling. So this is not a time to start thinking about this. I think putting it out there so fans can think about it over a certain amount of time, maybe that's would be something they could do. But I think this whole meeting with the supporters clubs and letting the supporters clubs voice their opinions is something the clubs should definitely be doing.
Aye, guys, let us know your opinions on the feed. If you think it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. If you see the poll, yes or no, so we can find out people's reactions on it. We can't do a poll. So if you just write the word yes or the word no, that'll give us an idea at the end. We can count it up what people think. But the majority of people I've spoken to, I would say about 80% haven't been keen on it. I was a bit disappointed because a few things that I've already noticed. There's people already coming onto like Facebook today, and a guy I know who follows Rangers everywhere, and I mean everywhere, and somebody that I've never heard of before in my life, and he may be a well-known, he might be a regular fan, but he basically turned around to my mate and said, well, if you're a Rangers supporter, you'll buy a My Gers membership, and if you don't, you're not a fan. That's dividing the support, and I don't like it. It's like elitism.
Mm-hmm.
We need to stay together. At the minute, we need to be united as a family throughout.
Yeah.
Rangers fans in Sweden, Rangers fans in Germany, wherever. We need to be all together on this. And as I say, not good timing for the club. I think the club need to maybe think about this, and the same way as we're wanting the SFA and the SFPL to look at things, we need to look at it too. Maybe think, let's leave this until the league's back up and running again. Let's leave this until it's a time where we're in a better situation, not just financially, but person-wise and personnel-wise. So many people at the minute are suffering from illnesses and stuff, including our fans. Let's think about them. Let's forget about all this other stuff until it's time, and then let's bring it in.
I mean, some of the supporters clubs I've read some of their comments. The big supporters clubs are certainly not happy about it. The fans, the regular fans that seem to go to most away games are not happy. So it isn't exactly, and I don't think there's a big uptake so far. As far as I know, there's 5,000 been uptaken so far, but I don't know if that's correct. The season tickets came out as well at the same time. My question with the season ticket one, I don't really get what's going to happen if we can't. If you've already got games that haven't been played this season, right? And if some of these teams haven't got 5 players, they can't play them, so that'll be null and void.
Well, I read a wee bit today, and it was saying if a team doesn't have enough players to compete under the SPFL rules, then they'd be deducted points or possibly relegated to part-time if the circumstances we're in just now isn't justified. Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's 9 clubs altogether that are.
Yeah, there's 5 clubs that don't have enough. There's only 5 clubs that don't have enough players, Warren.
Okay. Right.
But that's almost half. That's almost half of the league. Do you know what I mean? So that would mean that they'd have to make it null and void. But my point I'm trying to make is, I don't think the majority of fans, are probably the vast majority, they're not looking for money back. But it's a bit awkward when people are struggling for money and there's an epidemic going on and they're due money back, and then they're saying, well, do you know what? We want money for the new season ticket. It's came out, and the new season ticket, you might not be able to get to any games to December. So what's going to happen? I just find that
it's wrong again. I think it's the wrong timing once again. I think the club need to really look at themselves and think, what is the most important thing at the minute for us? I understand they have a business and they have to keep that business running. They've got people on the payroll, even if they're on furlough or whatever, they do need to be paid. But at the same time, we've got fans who are struggling for life at the minute, who are on life support teams. We've got people who are struggling, including yourself, people who have had the COVID and they've overcome it, but there's still people suffering from it. There's people dying of it. A good friend
I think the club might have. I think I might be right here. I'm sure I read this. The club had to bring the season ticket prices out because of the financial year. I get that, but they should have maybe had more plans, like a 12-month plan and things like that, just ways that people can pay it and tell them what's going to happen if there's no games. How do they pay them back?
Exactly. I think I've heard good things from the club too, talking about giving so many tickets out to people from the NHS and all. That's great, and it's great, and that should be supported very much so. But I think the time, and I understand financial year and all that, that is important. But I think the whole world at the minute is restructuring itself, is rethinking things. So we should be rethinking things as well. And we need to put stuff now in place, because if another pandemic happens, what's going to happen next time? Are we going to go through this same whole rigmarole again?
There's been talk that there's going to be a full season at no fans. I don't believe that, but it's possible. Who would have said that this would have happened?
Yeah, well, that's that. You have to protect people. That's the most important thing first. But we are a business. We are a club. We have massive overheads. They need to be paid.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So it's a catch-22. They do need to ask for money. They do need to get money. They need to get deals in. Yeah. But at the same time, I just feel the managers and the season ticket in the same week, asking people to pay, is it 4 payments or pay up front? And if you don't buy the managers, basically, then there's a kind of a brand like a more loyal fan. I don't like that. And I think if they'd said to the supporters, an extra 20 quid on your season ticket, they'd have paid it. Rather than doing it that way. I think most people would have been happy with that.
Exactly what Sandra's saying too, that we could be in a situation here, well, this whole thing we're talking about, court case and everything else, this dossier that the Gers have got, if this comes about that these 5 clubs can't finish off their season, the players are out of contract and they can't replace those players. It's not even up for debate. You know, the SFPL cannot go ahead with the league whenever clubs are not existing. It just
Well,
can't.
it says that there's 7.5 million prize money and it should be distributed amongst them by the SPFL if this can't go ahead.
Yeah, that's going to help them. That really
Well,
is.
also there was this carry on as well. It was on the photo folder there when they're saying that the basically the SPFL board's been shown to be lying when they're saying that they can't give you the money early when they gave two clubs money early in 2006, was it? 2006. They were given. They've been proven to be lying about it that they have done it. 2017, sorry, 2017 it was, and they were giving money basically to clubs then, and they were giving them as early as March, I believe. So if they can date then and they've been caught basically their trousers down, they caught lying. And
well, according to Doncaster this week on the BBC, that he says that he still hasn't got any idea of where Rangers are coming from in this. And his actual quote was something like, "They still have to show me the evidence. We haven't seen any evidence. I'm dismayed. I don't know where this is coming from. We have done no wrong." I mean, you know. But then you even have Charlie Nicholas on the day saying, if this comes out, there's going to be egg all over people's faces. You know, this is, the corruption that's going on within football worldwide. We're not just talking about in Scotland, but worldwide, it's horrendous, absolutely horrendous.
Yep, former Rangers star Stephen Thompson, he insisted, he said it's impossible for Celtic to recognise as champions unless the season is complete. And Rangers fans won't accept it across the board, and even worldwide, universally, won't be accepted.
Yeah.
Aye. I mean,
and if they do, I call for this whole thing again that I called for last week. If they do, I think all the supporters clubs should get together and draw up some sort of manifesto that they don't go to away games. If individual Rangers fans want to go to away games, that's fine. But the supporters clubs, I would appeal to them that if they do give them this dirty trophy, that we don't, that we basically
we definitely need some kind of action if it happens. The other thing I was going to mention there, what was I going to say? I forgot because I was listening to you. I forgot. My mind's went completely blank.
You're thinking about Tinder too much, Boyle.
I know.
You forgot which station it was on there, Warren.
I know.
Aye, but basically we're looking at the fact that Rangers are basically supposed to be putting their document in this week, the dossier. I just hope, and I've got confidence in them. I hope it's going to be a real humdinger in Durham.
Well, it's been delayed 48 hours because the lawyers are surfing through the stuff.
Aye, but that also gives the SPFL less time to fight back if Rangers have got hard evidence. It gives them less time to fight back. So it's a good move for Rangers.
To be fair to the club, that's smart. That's a smart move.
Definitely.
The less time you give them to pick things, the less time you give them a chance to get the rubber out and the Tipp-Ex out, then
But we need to wait the next couple of days, but it'll be an interesting outcome. But I don't think Rangers would have went this far if it didn't have some kind of evidence on it.
Totally.
My God, I hope it's good.
It needs to be. You know, that these people have got away with it for far too long. You know,
definitely.
The whole system needs restructured. You know, and as I say, worldwide, you know, we've seen the corruption going on in FIFA. You know, with the whole Sepp Blatter thing, and it hasn't been any better. You know, here in Northern Ireland, we see it as well with the Irish FA and some of the decisions that they make as well. You know, it's horrendous at times the amount of corruption that goes on, and it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Aye.
You know?
Well, let's hope we get a result, and this time next week we've got a good talking point for it. What was I going to say? There was the. Is there any talking points on the feed there, Sanders? I know Natalie Patterson put a message she wanted to put out at the very start.
I can't see, Simon. My wee iPad is froze. That's what I was trying to fix it.
It was a bit of the NHS and that. It's a bit the Rangers supporters are talking about.
I'm going to grab my phone. I'll be on that.
Yeah, because my wee iPad is froze.
Aye, that's all
right. That's what I was trying to do there. Once I think it because I shared to so many groups, it's just kind of.
Aye, that's fine. It's an important message you want to put out. The other thing I was going to say there, just while you're doing that, was a wee reminder for anybody that's not seen, we done the Roy Carroll interview on, was that Monday we done that?
Yes.
Monday we done the Roy Carroll, and it's an absolutely fantastic interview. If you've not seen it, you can check it out on YouTube. Most of our content's going to be on YouTube the next couple of weeks. So get subscribing. And if you don't know how to subscribe to YouTube, it's very simple. If you've got a Google account, you're already subscribed. All you do is hit the subscribe button and it puts you straight into it. It's a red button on YouTube. If you do that with the Gers TV for us, that would get our numbers up, and it means you get an automatic message when we're doing any live content.
Also, Davy Wilson's book.
Davy Wilson's book has been, that's it, come out now. And it's called Wilson on the Wing. And the details are on our page. I would urge Rangers supporters to go and buy that and read it. Davy Wilson is really not just a Rangers legend, but an actual Rangers fan, a Rangers man, a guy that actually goes to the games and supports the club and the supporters. He was a big supporter of the Rangers Supporters Trust. So we've got the Wilson in the Wing, if anybody's want to back up. We've got the Roy Carroll interview. I'm going to try and do an interview with David Healy in a couple of weeks. I'm just waiting on him to get back to me on it. I think that would be a good one. And we've got Warren. Warren, you're back on tomorrow night.
Yes, mate. Tomorrow night it's the 6th in the Williamite talks. So it's King William landing in Carrickfergus, and then his march with his army, meeting up with Schomburg, meeting up with the rest of the army, and then marching towards the point.
Huh?
It's 7. Sorry, Dewey. Sorry. I'm losing count as well, mate, as well as losing my mind. But as I say, yes, tomorrow night's the 7th, though. So it's the pre-boying. So it's literally the day before the boying. That's where we end this one. Next week is the boying. So everybody will want to watch that one.
Right. So the other reason I've mentioned that, as if anybody's been watching the channel and reading the Facebook page, the boys for the King William Gin have been back in touch with us. They gave me this. Now this one's for me.
That looks good.
Aye, blood orange gin, King William
Lovely.
gin. And King William brought gin to the UK in 1688 when he came over. We've got a bottle donated from them as a prize. And to win the prize, we're going to do a competition on Friday on YouTube. And Warren, what's the competition going to involve?
Well, the competition's a quiz on the Williamite Wars, basically. So it'll be 40 questions. So I hope you have all been paying attention to the talks. But it'll be general history on the period, and whoever gets the most answers right, then there we are. We will have the old King William gin to help.
So to win the bottle of King William gin, no, this one, reminder, that's mine. To win it, you need to do the competition. It's on Facebook. It's got. Did we say 7 o'clock Friday?
I think we said 7:30, didn't we, Davey?
Half 7.
Yeah.
Aye, half 7. Half 7 on Friday. It's question and answer. It's the questions are going to multiple choice. Reasonable questions. All I want to talk about Warren's done so far. You need to subscribe to the channel. It takes 10 seconds to do it. All you do is hit subscribe if you're if you're on the Google email list, and if not, it's a quick 2-second process. Once you've subscribed, that's you done it forever, and you're subscribed to the YouTube channel of the Gers TV. And after that, do the quiz, and then the person with the most points, Sandra, will point them out, and you'll get a bottle sent to you of King William gin. How does that sound?
Superb. Yep. I've got some comments on here, Si. So the first one is from a guy, Stuart Campbell, and he basically said about Doncaster's salary last year. Doncaster's salary last year wasn't properly declared. That's the first one. Next one is from William Lana Armstrong, and he says basically that, put it this way, if Celtic are crowned champions, the main thing is that we stop their 10 in a row. If Celtic get 10 in a row, then we can argue back that they haven't got 10 in a row anyway, so they're not going to get that. The next one is Natalie Patterson.
Yeah.
There's the hope that the evidence is a smoking gun for Doncaster. I heard him saying that Rangers have brought into question my integrity. Should we prove the evidence and shut this beep beep? I'm not going to say the words. So I think there's the word cocky so and so up. So, another one there from Ali Parker. This is quite a big, long one. He says the ticketing scheme needs overhauled, but this membership scheme is flawed already, and it's just going to turn away the support into an elite of sorts. Not everyone can afford to get to all the games or even attend games due to work and family commitments. Like myself, I would love to do this. So basically, he's saying that not everybody will be able to afford the scheme.
Similar to what I've said.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
Davey O'Connor as well here says, if there's no football, maybe half a season could be played instead, and then start in the new season. I don't know about that now. There's no football, maybe half a season, or the club not issue shares to the fans for season tickets for money.
We'll catch the rest, Warren. We'll catch the rest of the comments in a wee minute. Got to check. Natalie's one at the very start. Can you find that? It was about the NHS mask that you needed for the Rangers supporters.
Natalie, send it again. Resend it, Natalie.
Right, guys, it's the last 10 minutes. I want to talk about the Couture deal that Rangers have got. Allegedly
can I say one thing first before it? Somebody sent me a wee message here and it says, all sympathy for the clubs may go bust because of this. Where was the sympathy for us? And we saved all the teams on their journey up divisions with fans.
I've not got any sympathy. I don't know if he means that we were getting them. I'm certainly not getting them sympathy. How about I boycott them and give them a taste of their own medicine? But at the end of the day, let them worry about themselves and we'll worry about us. We'll get the Rangers back on the road. As I've seen that this deal apparently that Rangers have got, there's various stories going about, but basically the main story I've heard is £20 million, 5-year deal, $4 million a year. People that have been complaining about it are no happier, saying they've never had a football team before again in the past. However, it's a quality brand when it looks at the deal in golf and the deal in tennis, and they're now breaking into football. They're breaking into football, and if they're going to be Rangers, what a deal for them to break in the first club they get is the Glasgow Rangers. We won't look like everybody else. We'll look unique and different. We'll have the wee orange rings on the breast. It looks the part to me, and I think it's a good deal. I think they could maybe have got some more money out of it, but right now it's not to be sniffed at. It's £20 million that's coming into the club. I personally think it's a good deal, and the strips look the products look good. Maybe a bit expensive, but it looks like a good deal. I think.
Sorry, Si, doing your Queen tonight.
Aye, you're going to do that soon. Just quickly tell me your opinion on this Couture. Couture, new strip. So it looks the part anyways, I said, but if I think the fans will buy into that, something different. This one's called the Nomad Outland Whiskey. I'm not sure where that's from. Nah, probably, but we're running out of time, so I'm not going to go too long. It's still whiskey, but it's Scotch whiskey anyway. It's a Scottish whiskey. It's called the Nomad, and I'm going to go for it. Her Majesty the Queen.
The Queen.
Queen.
Yeah, Queen.
I've got my drink here.
What's the Queen? Oh, that was like petrol.
Oh dear.
As I said, I think there's a lot of good things coming out of the club now. The deal, we needed to get rid of Mike Ashley in Sports Direct. We've done that.
Look, he's gone.
Despite the silly rumours that went about Facebook tonight, they're gone. And it'll be time to start using the Rangers soap at Ibrox again. How good it'll be to see that full with quality products in it, and the money's going to Rangers. Fantastic. As well as that, it looks like there's a lot of progress. There definitely does look like progress happening. And it's all good, I think. Would you think yourselves?
Yep, totally. Everything seems. Yep.
And there's Natalie's comment up, Warren.
Natalie's comment back up again. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, she's just put up about a massive thank you to everybody. It's not.
That's it.
Is that the one?
That's
yeah. Okay. See, can I say a massive thank you to all the Gers TV, Si, Sandra, Danny McGovern, Matthew, London Loyal for all the PPE visors that they sent to our car company. These have been distributed amongst the staff and have kept them safe, whilst providing care to people living in their own homes. An excellent quality, and Danny was so kind and speedy in the work they've done. Thanks again, guys. I can't thank you enough.
Well done.
Excellent.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you.
We did very little for that, right, guys? Just so you know, all we did was basically pass the message on.
Ask.
Natalie had mentioned the fact that the nurses and the staff needed PPE, and we basically decided that we would get in contact. There's two Rangers boys, Danny and Matthew, and they basically said that they weren't looking for publicity, but it's still good to be able to say, you know what, well done to these guys and thanks for their way. And I've made hundreds of them and took them out of the country. So
Brilliant.
a big shout out to them. Well done, guys. I've made it last
Well
week.
done, guys.
Well done,
And
guys.
sure that we are the people.
Well done,
So as well as that, a reminder, we've got war on tomorrow night. What time are you on tomorrow? Is it 8?
8 o'clock, yep.
8 o'clock. And then we've got you on Friday night, 7:30.
Friday
That's
night's
the
on the quiz, yep.
The
On the
competition,
quiz.
you
You have
need to
to
be
subscribe to YouTube. To
YouTube,
get
and
on
it takes 10 seconds. If you've got a Gmail account, you're already in it. The quicker you do that, the better. And you'll see we've got loads and loads of old interviews with the Rangers legends on there as well. As well as that, we're going to have you get a chance to win the bottle of the King William Gin. Doing a wee partnership with them in the next couple of months as well. So there'll be more bottles to get one, I think. And other prizes we're getting framed as well. Anything else we've missed?
That's us wrapped up.
That's really us. That's everything.
For anybody
Well,
who gets the poll, if you think that my Gers is a good idea, yes. And if you think it's a bad idea, type in no.
And always remember, guys, we are
We are the people.
The people.
people.
We are.